What is up, everyone? Part 3 of Against All Odds. This comes from Bravo Mike in the Discord server. If you're curious, this is a series where people send me save files that they're having difficulty with, and I try to solve the battle, and he acknowledges this should be an easy battle for me. It is going to be an easy battle, but he's trying to learn the game, and I always appreciate somebody trying to get into a good game and try to learn and watch other people handle it. You know, top tier pro MLG strategies. The Shimazu over here with a bunch of Shimazu Katana Samurai and Yari and Boashiga, or some Yari Cavalry, more Yari Cavalry, and Odachi Samurai. Some depleted units in the reinforcing army coming from the north. And interestingly, we have a Spears of Shitsukatake in the reinforcing, in the last reinforcing army, along with the light cavalry, versus an Oda army. And it's just ironic seeing the Oda bring a ton of samurai to battle, with mostly Yari Samurai, some Katanas, the whole tribal council over here of generals, and a lot of bow samurai. And firebomb throwers. This is basically a meme stack. Both of these are meme stack. Without further ado, let's get into it. So deployment. Going to be very proactive over here, as I usually am in these siege defenses. This is an excellent map because of all the terrain here. We have slopes. We have so many slopes and hills and mountains and rock faces that will break up the advancing enemy army. So I can adopt a divide and conquer strategy. They won't be able to support each other. There are going to be 3 groups spawning in the first army. One to the north on the slope, one to the east, and the majority of the army is going to be spawning on the southern side towards the southeast, which is also where the reinforcing army is going to enter. The enemy reinforcing army is going to enter from the southeast. So the majority of the fight is going to be taking place down on the southeastern slope. My reinforcements are going to be coming in from the north. Unfortunately, that means that the reinforcing infantry won't be able to arrive in time to help the main fight, but I will be taking full advantage of the cavalry. I don't have that much cavalry in the first stack, but there are definitely some considerable cavalry forces in the second army, in the second and third stacks. And I'm leaving nothing in the fort. I'm trying to place this Katana Samurai, getting really annoyed. There is nothing. I left nothing in the fort aside from the bows and some katanas for flanking. I'm going to leave a rear guard to protect my main force from the eastern enemy contingent. So sending these 2 katanas, vanilla Katana Samurai, down the slope to meet the contingent in the northwest. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to move my cavalry. I want to move my cavalry from the reinforcing army all the way to the other side of the map. And if I don't meet those Yari Samurai on the slope with my own katanas, they're gonna peel off to intercept my cavalry. And I just don't have the time to micromanage my cavalry's pathfinding, considering how many units I have to manage. So stretching out katanas as wide as possible, getting as much frontage in the charge, getting them on the steep slope, and then bringing in my reinforcing infantry. This is how I'm gonna involve them in the fight. As soon as these northern units start routing, they're gonna route directly into my reinforcing units and get slaughtered, so they don't even have a chance to rally. Even though they won't shatter because their general's still alive, they won't have a chance to rally. Popping fire arrows, focusing on the firebomb throwers because they're very annoying. Firebomb throwers, they destroy Yari wall formations. They break Yari wall formations, which is going to be the crux of this battle. So sending in cavalry to deal with these archers before they tear apart my Yari walls. Throwing katanas down the slopes, down this slope over here. This is where the majority of the killing is going to occur. It's just a question of protecting my rear from these Katana Samurai and bows. Sending the katanas in the fort. That's why I left them in the fort. Once the melee was joined, they will dash out from the gates and meet the enemy. And there you can see the routing units. Routing units went right into my reinforcements. They don't even have a chance to rally, getting butchered. That's an advantage to playing siege defenses. The enemy armies are scripted to route in a few set directions. And I sent this cavalry contingent through the western side of the map, that western forest. They're coming around to meet, to participate in the pincer movement. I'm going to be fighting down the slopes. This first army has mostly been routed. They're going to route directly into my line. We're taking some bow fire, and that's an issue. We need to end this fight as quickly as possible, because each second we spend in the melee not routing this first army is more exposure to bow samurai volleys. I also popped the spears of Shtukatake. They have second wind, which I just popped right now. So I ran my cavalry across half the map and popped second wind to replenish their stamina right before they actually participate in combat. And I'm trying to, I'm dashing down the slope. I'm out of Yari wall formation. I'm dashing down to meet these firebomb throwers as quickly as possible. I don't want them to get any of their bombs off. And throwing the katanas in as well. And you can see on the minimap, the cavalry are coming in. For the decisive rear charge, flanking charge. We're going to cause a massive morale shock. That's the general from the first army, so it's not going to deal much of a morale debuff. The general in the reinforcing Oda army is still alive. And we have some bombs going off, unfortunately. Most of the damage done to my units was by range units, by bow samurai and firebomb throwers. Mass routes on the slopes, running right into my men, and we're going to be piling on experience. General's slowly committing himself, but he's probably going to route soon before he can do anything. An absolute battle of attrition. A battle of attrition here on the slopes of Tarajo, as this map is called. Beautiful. Absolutely wiping out most of this army with moderate losses on my side. There's only one unit in the red. And the katanas did extremely well kill death ratio wise, taking full advantage of their buffs. They have so much experience. They started the battle with only maybe 1 or 2 levels of experience, and now we have one of them at 5 and another at 4 experience. They might lose a bit of it after replenishing. But we have completely neutralized the Oda threat. Their generals are gone. And I'm getting a really stuttery frame rate because of the 3,000 or 4,000. There might be 3,000 corpses all piled on in this in this gauntlet of death. They were trying to get up the slopes foolishly, convinced of their superiority, and that's a decisive victory. It's as decisive as they come. And that is 840 to pretty much the entire enemy army, all 4,100 of them. And we didn't lose a single unit to do that. And we have 4 units above 300 kills, 1 katana samurai. We have 1 Yari Ashigaru that went from 1 experience to 5 in 1 battle. 414 kills. Man, you'd expect that when the entire enemy army has the sense to route directly into your line. Thank you so much, Bravo Mike, for sending this. I already have another save scheduled for next week that I need to crack. So stay tuned for that, guys. If you're a Shogun 2 player and you're ever stuck with anything, hop on into the Discord and drop the save file. Join the conversations. Really chill. Talk about all sorts of things over there. I also stream once a week on Saturday. Some Minecraft, usually Shogun 2. So you can check that out as well. Links will all be in the description. Bye-bye!